Hi there, welcome to another episode of Women in Tax. My name is Anan Priska, your host. As many of you know, integrity is very core to URA. So core that it is one of our core values alongside patriotism and professionalism. But at URA, we hold integrity at such high regard that we even have a division that is dedicated to ensuring that our staff, our processes, and everything URA lives up to the highest standards possible. And as such, we have the manager for ethics and integrity as our guest today on the Women in Tax show. Mrs. Gloria Nshekanabo Mugabe, right?
Yes, sure.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
It's very
for
nice
hosting
to
me
host
here.
you. It's very nice.
Thank you.
It's our first time having you on your TV, is it?
Not really.
Ah, okay, nice. It's nice to have someone returning.
Mhm.
So I want to start like with our usual question. We always start this show very seriously. We ask you, we put you in the hot seat, and we tell you, okay, who is Gloria? But before we get to that question, I'm very curious about your name. It's a very interesting name. What does your name mean?
Okay, which one?
Nshekanabo. Okay, no,
Okay.
you know all three. Gloria.
Okay,
well,
Nshekanabo. Okay, Nshekanabo means I laugh with them. That is in simple terms. But that laugh with them has a hidden meaning.
Oh,
It
okay.
means that you don't keep a grudge, you make up with people, you keep a peaceful life so that you're able to keep peace with everyone and be happy together.
Oh,
So that is the
That's-
underlying issue.
Ah.
And I think it defines me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mugabe.
Ndio Mugabe, that is an acquired name from my husband, and it means I am king
Ah.
in simple terms.
Okay, those are nice, strong names.
So on the other side, I am queen. Yeah.
It's great to have you on the show.
Okay,
And
thank you.
now let's get into the gist of today.
Yes, sure.
Who is Gloria?
Gloria, I can say Gloria is this humble person who is accomplished, professional, with impeccable integrity, I can say. And I have an experience of over 29 years serving at Uganda Revenue Authority. And my expertise spans across very many areas that I have worked.
Okay.
I've worked in customs. So I have expertise in customs business processes, in strategic planning, in change management, in project management. I've done some business process re-engineering, and of course, ethics and integrity, where I am currently.
Oh, wow. So,
And I haven't finished introducing myself. Well, I hold an MBA
oh, okay.
from Leicester University, UK, and I am a BCom as well from Leicester University, Kenya. And I've done some certifications. I've done balance scorecard certification from George Washington University. And I'm also a certified change champion with ProSci. Of course, I'm a full-time wife. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm an aunt. And I'm also an artist.
Okay.
And to crown it all, probably I am a Christian, I'm a counselor, and I'm a mentor. That is me.
Nice. Wow. That is very, like, you started very well accomplished. You wear so many hats,
Yeah,
and
sure.
you're actually able to. What is exciting for me and what I'm looking forward to in the show is to see how you wear all these different hats. You're a revenue officer initially. You're an integrity. You're in integrity, and you're a mom, and you're a wife, and you're a singer. I'm very curious to know how you're actually able to balance. But before we get into that, let's just talk about the part of you that is an integrity champion. you are the manager for integrity and ethics here at URA.
Yes, sure.
What does that role entail?
Okay. That role is actually more of the preventive that I do. But of course, the preventive has the enforcement at the end of it. So it requires a combination of policies, procedures, a culture, that is agreed within ourselves. And in that culture, of course, we have the core values, which are known.
Yeah.
We have the code of conducts, which we must apply. And then we have those policies that we have developed. We call them the ICE policies, integrity, compliance, and ethics policies. And some of these policies include the policy of anti-fraud and corruption, the policy of prevention of harassment, sexual harassment, and abuse of authority. We have the policy of informal management. We have the policy of conflict of interest. We have the gift policy. We have the lifestyle audit policy. So there are many more, and others are also being developed. So it entails implementation of those policies, complying with a code of conduct that is available. It also involves a lot of engagements with staff. Actually, I can say it is change management because, you have to deal with these people. You've developed a policy. Are staff aware of something new that is coming? What is that policy talking about? How do I benefit as a staff? So we go out and have engagements. We do sensitization. We also have a comprehensive integrity strategy.
Okay.
And the way we have defined integrity in URA, it is about systems and processes and people.
Okay,
so it cuts across.
Okay.
So we find that in that comprehensive integrity strategy, everyone has a piece to implement. And that's why integrity is a cross-cutting issue in terms of performance, because everyone contributes. Everyone tries to make sure that they play their part so that the organization gets that credibility that it deserves. And I can really say that my overall duty is to manage the ethics and integrity of this organization so that URA can continue with its credibility.
Okay.
So the simple things of behavior attributes, make sure that people are behaving well so that they are able to serve the clients well and we're able to realize revenue.
Okay. Okay. And you've been here for 29 years, like you shared when you're introducing yourself. I'm curious to know, how have you seen integrity evolve, like our journey as an organization evolve throughout this time?
Oh, this has been quite an interesting journey. Because just remember, I have served all the Commissioner Generals of URA.
Wow. Okay.
Starting from Labiso, because I joined in 1996. And of course, things have evolved. At the start, we had manual systems. And where it is manual, the integrity game is different.
That's true. That's true.
It's different. So during that time, we used to handle things manually. So the vulnerability was so high because you're seeing cash and you're touching it.
The temptation is too high.
So the temptations were very high. And at one time, probably we didn't have specific targets. There was no pressure of targets. There was poor accountability. So there was a lot of vulnerability. But as the years went on, we changed a bit. And then that's when we did the business process re-engineering. And this came immediately after the restructuring of URA. So at one time, there was a URA restructuring where we had to go back home, all of us, and then reapply for the jobs.
Wow.
You can imagine. It was that moment is something that I'll never forget in my life, because you wake up one morning and you don't have a job. And from that time, I really appreciated the job because I could tell its importance. So when we came back and got our jobs back, things changed. Everything was transformed.
It was like a rebirth.
Indeed, it was a rebirth. Actually, that's what I can say. Everything was changed. The structure became flat. There were a few levels. And then we did the team building and we're given direction. So those things that you've been doing have to stop. If you want to move,
this is our move
with on a new journey. So we started automating processes, tightening all those loopholes. Yeah. And things started moving a little bit better. And they improved, and actually URA became one of those model institutions. It became the employer of choice, and we started feeling so happy, so proud, belonging to that organization, and we still do anyway, because the journey has grown and grown, and things have evolved for better.
Okay. So this transcends even beyond like just integrity over the years.
Yes. Except that, of course, as things change, as we automate, there are other tricks that come up.
Oh, yes.
There is a lot of creativity. There's a lot of innovation. This generation thinks too much. So there's a lot of creativity in, hanging around those areas that you put in, the controls that you put in place.
There is a loophole somehow.
So there's still a lot of work to do. Be done. And especially work to do with people, because URA has really tried to put systems in place, but the people still have issues. But this is actually, I would say, this is an underlying issue. It starts from home, because this person comes to URA when they are 25 years old. When they are already bent, it's really so difficult for us to put them straight.
That's true.
But we keep trying. But I must appreciate URA. There are systems in place, the processes in place, but we have to deal with people. And that's why there are all these other initiatives that are in place.
Because, one of the things that people usually ask is like, how do you teach integrity? So yeah, I can understand where URA's conundrum is with the people, because integrity is something you learn from the moment you're born, and it's like you grow into it. But still, I will still ask the question, how is URA trying to at least teach? What are some of the measures we have in place?
Like I've told you, we have the policies in place.
Okay, the policies.
And then we have a curriculum.
Okay.
A module, an integrity, we call it the ICE module. ICE meaning integrity, compliance, and ethics. And it cuts across. So whoever comes into URF has to go through the process of onboarding. So it is one of the core courses. Then you have to go through the process of training at every level. And then we have refresher courses, we have sensitizations, we do all that. So I told you mine is basically preventive.
Yes.
So I make sure that everyone in URA has at least knowledge about what URA believes in and the things that we don't tolerate,
Yeah.
So integrity is a zero tolerance to corruption. So we have to maintain that. So we do all that. We do a lot of sensitization. And the other way we have tried to actually implement it is to make it a cross-cutting issue in performance. That is why we want you to identify the integrity risks. So it is not just for identifying. It's many ways. It's testing your compliance, trying to allow you identify those loopholes so that they can be mitigated. Yeah, that is one of the ways we are trying to do it. And we're also encouraging people to report misconduct. So there are lines which are open in case of anything, in case you see anyone doing any unpleasant thing that you're uncomfortable with, you're free to report, because everyone is entitled to working in a free and enjoyable workspace.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And these are also open to clients. Is that correct?
You see, we have made, in that definition of integrity, we are supposed to serve as promised. So we have promised the client that we are going to give a certain level of service. So if we are short of what we have promised to give the client, then we are lacking integrity.
That's true.
But also the clients that deal with us, we are not leaving them alone. Nope. They are our critical stakeholders. They are in our business every day. So if the client is involved, if the client is the one who is offering something, we shall go for the client as well.
Okay.
And this is something new. It wasn't there before. Because you see, we are not in this island.
It's not a vacuum.
We are working with the other forces. So we also have to deal with the forces for us to stabilize. Yeah.
Oh, because it takes two to tango.
That's true.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Those are very good insights. And just to step aside from integrity for a little bit, as Gloria, what have been some of your highlights during this time, these 29 years serving Uganda, serving your...
Okay. I can say that I joined fresh from university as a child.
Wow.
So I have grown in URA. And I've grown beyond the ranks because I've been promoted from the lower rank to the middle management. But what I really value that I have achieved in URA, I have acquired knowledge, I have acquired skills, I have acquired expertise, I have a brand, I have acquired respect, and most of all, I have a wealth of friends that I've acquired while at URA. But I told you that I've worked with all the commissioner generals.
Yes.
So I have been in most of the projects that have transformed URA. And I have a long list of them, but I can mention just a few. When I joined URA, I joined as a customs officer during the manual processes. So I can tell you that I was one of the first people that used the then Ascuda 2.7. Then it came to Ascuda World, and then Ascuda World Plus Plus. I was involved in the customs documentation of processes from scratch. I was one of the first people that developed the first customs process manual. I was on the project of SharePoint when we started using SharePoint in URA. I was one of the people that conceptualized the one-stop border point concept.
Wow.
And then the electronic cargo system. And also we used to call it self-management of bonded warehouses. And then I was one of the people that established you've heard of AEO?
Yes.
Authorized Economic Operator. So at a regional level, I was one of those people that developed the standard operating procedures that they are using up to today.
Wow.
I was one of those people that implemented the balance scorecard. I was one of those people that institutionalized corporate change management. I was one of those people that implemented the comprehensive integrity strategy. I was one of those people that implemented the first integrity, compliance, and ethics policies that were approved. I was one of those people that birthed the women lock-in concept.
Oh.
You've heard of the women lock-in.
Yes, it's happening.
I was one of those people that introduced the strategic owner. It is no longer there. When I left strategy, they no longer put it there. I was one of those people that introduced the integrity tracker. You heard of the integrity tracker. It was a pain to many people, but at least for me, I feel that it was a plus. I was one of those people that created the Ignite, where we put all our communications for integrity. I was one of those people that developed the comprehensive integrity strategy for East East Africa Revenue Authorities that they are implementing now. I did not stop there. I went into the other region of ESA, East and Southern Africa. And of course, I was one of those people that developed the integrity curriculum. Those are a few that are, that are very important, but just know that I've been behind most of the transformational projects.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
It is. And you were sharing and I was getting goosebumps and I'm thinking, wow, what an amazing career.
Yeah,
very
sure.
fulfilling, very impactful.
I have had a very fulfilling experience at URA. I still feel so proud about it. And what makes me actually very happy is that I was part of a good story and I'm seeing the fruits now. And I'm like, yeah, I was part of that success.
Oh, wow. And, we can only say thank you for what you've built. And like you said, you're now seeing the fruits. You're seeing younger Glorias coming in.
True.
And what would you tell the younger ones who are coming in, like what would you tell them? Like how do they stay on the true path? Because it's very easy to come to your there's all this talk about making money and things like that. How do you stay true to what brought you and how do you stand the test of time like you did?
There are lots of things that these people can do. I think it's be true to themselves.
Okay, be true.
Yearn for knowledge. I remember one time I worked with a supervisor who used to tell us that you need to keep yourself relevant. How do you keep yourself relevant? Acquire knowledge. Be in good books with everyone. Keep that positive attitude. Go for the change if it comes, and make sure that you add value to whatever you're doing.
Okay.
And of course, keep the integrity high. If you're honest, you're trusted, and you'll still keep relevant.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And when you're sharing your story, it's a beautiful journey. But every beautiful story has some challenges and things like that. What are some of the challenges that you faced during your time here? So.
I don't know if I'm to describe my character. I think this kind of person that looks at the positives, I try to ignore. But of course, I've had challenges. I've had challenges where you're discriminated. I've had challenges where you're the right candidate and another person is taken. But I move on very quickly. I've had challenges where I work in areas where the vulnerability, the risks. Remember, I told you when we came, there was a lot of money everywhere.
Yeah.
So those are challenges because you don't want to be part of that mess, but you are in that office. Then you don't want to report people.
That's a hard place to be.
Yeah, so I can tell you that there has also been those emotional things where you're working with a colleague and they are going through a phase and it affects you as a person because they are close to you.
Oh, yeah.
The other challenge is balancing family and work responsibilities. I think I've had situations where one time my husband got an accident and I had just delivered. So I had a sick person who was still, before he went into wheelchairs, who was being lifted to take to the compound. And then you breastfeed and pump milk for the baby before you go to work. And then I had a boss that did not understand me. So I have had that challenge and like, man, you don't know what a woman can go through because I have these responsibilities and that's why you see me coming late because I love to work. I love what I do all the time. So I had that challenge, and he made my life so difficult. But we had a commissioner who was understanding. He called both of us, and we had a chat about it. And then I even requested this commissioner, I would like to stay at that station because it is near my home, because I have this situation that I have to manage. Maybe the other challenge is, the kind of people we work with. URA is very diverse.
Very, yes, very diverse.
We have young and old, different colors, different religions, different beliefs. So it is so complicated.
Yeah.
And then the other complication, we have people who are involved. They are related to each other. So it becomes so complicated because you will not be speaking the same language, especially if you have people that you supervise. They will not see things the way you see them. So it becomes complicated to bring them to that level. But lately, after going through the color energies and these leadership trainings, I've appreciated people and how to deal with them differently.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So everyone is different, and you have to tailor and model accordingly.
But there are other things, I've not experienced them myself, but I've seen staff who have been harassed. And the fact that I'm now in that office, I get reports of harassment, of abuse of authority, and lots of those things. So those things are there happening. They've been happening before. I have not experienced them personally, but I know some few ladies and staff go through those challenges.
And what would you tell a lady who is probably going through something like that? Because, well, I'm going to speak to, let's say, sexual harassment, something that people don't like to talk about, but in any workplace, and not just URA, those are things that happen because we live in a community. How can someone who's going through that find help, for example?
Okay. For harassment, we have those policies, for example, and then we encourage them to go to the leaders. If they are not the ones harassing them, they can report. We have put up lines where people can call, or they can walk to ICE office. And we have committees, like, for example, there's a sexual harassment prevention of sexual harassment committee that is available where people can go and report. But URA has put other things in place, like HR has the counseling services. We have external counselors. Those ones can give some help. But I can say, as a person going through those things, first of all, you need to open up. Sometimes we don't know what people are going through. Open up. Speak to your friend. Speak to your colleague. Go and do a self-awareness, a self-check. Have a moment, and then you seek some help through those channels that I've told you.
Okay.
But it is also important to set boundaries.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. I can say when you're a principled person, people know that I can play with this one or I cannot play with this one.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
If you let it open,
they'll just walk in.
But sometimes it can be bad luck and you're not open, and then you'll have this joker. But it is very good to set your boundaries. And also it is very important to focus on important things. When you come to work, what have you come to do? Focus on the assignment that you have to do, the task that you have to do. If you're doing it with someone, focus on that. Don't entertain the other things.
Okay.
Although sometimes it is a difficult thing, but you can manage. And then what I can say is building a support system. You see, when you join an organization, not everyone is going to be a friend. Some are colleagues,
Yes.
and it ends there. Or someone you have an assignment with. After the assignment, period.
It's a wrap.
But you have your support system. You know that when I break down, I'll go and speak to Paul. He will understand me. But that is something that you have to build. And then you have to build it outside the organization as well, so that you have a fallback position. And this backup can also help you do your work.
Okay. Okay.
Like this, when you have so much. But I know amongst my colleagues, I know I can draft a report and I say complete for me. So we need that support system.
Okay. A good Okay. All right. Those are very good tips. The support system is important.
That's true.
That's true. And the boundaries, for me, that is a key takeaway, because like what you allow is what you get. So if you allow, people to just intrude and be intrusive, you're probably going to get the negative energy that you don't want. But Gloria, it's Women's Month this month, and we'd like to talk a little bit more on how is URA from these 29 years. How have you seen URA support and provide opportunities for women who are part of the organization?
URA, that is the best place to be as a woman. There is equity.
Equity
at URA. At least it's a place you feel you not miss an opportunity because you're a woman. You compete. Is it, can I say competitively? You compete. Competitive. For me, that is the feeling I have, although there are some places that we can really do better.
Okay.
Although you haven't asked me that.
No, tell us. Now that you brought it.
Okay, for me, I think we need to support those women groups that are already existing, those platforms for women that allow them to connect, that allow them to socialize, that allow them to share experiences, that allow them to be women.
That's true.
I remember there used to
the
be
sisterhood.
a women's club, but I don't know what date it died, but now the Women Locking is trying to revive it. And it is a beautiful thing, because when you sit with women, you talk about women matters, because you all understand what it is all about. So I would like URA to support those women initiatives. That is where the improvement is required. I would also say there is establishing a mentorship program for women where you can pair up, for example, employees. There are those strong characters that can mentor others and handhold them and bring them somewhere. So that is one of the things that can be done. The other thing is maybe there are established women forums and women organizations that I feel URA can partner with, can collaborate with to further empower the women, because women in URA, some of them still need some push for confidence, because they are skilled, they are professional, but we need to just have a push so that they can gain more confidence.
Okay. Those are good ones. Those are good ones. Because we've done a lot for women so far.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, but the journey is never over. It's constantly moving and constantly moving.
Everything needs constant improvement.
Yeah, okay. And you talked about the importance of mentorship. And, just this show is being watched by so many women in URA, externally. And what would you tell a woman who is trying to break into a leadership role, who is out there watching? Because for women, sometimes in Uganda, they say, "Twetia." You may feel like, I'm probably good at that role, but you're scared or you don't have the confidence, like you say. What are those words of encouragement that you would tell someone out there?
Okay, I can tell women that women, first of all, we were so much favored by God. Just pick that confidence, have that good attitude. I can tell women to be, what is the word? To be brave, to be bold, and to be kind to themselves, and stand up and go.
Okay, So just be bold, be brave, just go for it.
And probably I like telling people that I have a value called love.
Oh.
That love will take you places, because when you have the value of love, it means you love everything you do. If you're given a job, you love it, meaning you do it with all, you give it all your whole. I love my job, I love my country, I love the people around me, I love the people I work with. So I can package for them that have that, and whatever you do, you'll do it to your best because you love it. Yes.
That's a good thing. You do it in love. Okay. Those are great tips. Whatever it is that you do it from a point of love. And yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So before the interview, I did some research. I did some digging, and I found out that, on the weekends and after 5, you are Lady G, a songstress, a singer. Tell us a bit about your career, your singing career.
Am I singing? Actually, I think from the time I was in school, just know I was involved in any drama, any choir, but it was just for fun because I've grown up as that hyper child, so I have to be busy. So that is how I was in choir, but I didn't know I could actually sing, although I was in choir and drama. Until sometime in around 2008 there, one of my birthdays, my husband bought me a guitar because I used to love going for these live bands. So he bought me a guitar and I tried to learn it, and it was painful. My fingers were hurting. So I kind of disappointed him. So I decided on his birthday to surprise him with a song.
Oh, wow.
So I walked into Fenon Studio, which is along Ginger Road then. And I had not written anything. I just walked there to Steve Jean and said, no, you can write something for your husband. Then I practiced. Then I heard when they played for me what I had sung, and I'm like, wow.
Is that
You mean I can sing? Is that me? No. What have you? Maybe there was someone in the background who put a voice. And it was so amazing. And I did 2 songs. And the first song I did was Grow Old With Me, because it was for my husband. And then they advised me to put it in Luganda, because Luganda songs sell. Although my husband is not a Muganda, remember? But because I was advised, I complied, because they had also made me they had unleashed my potential. So that's how I started singing. So I came with my friends, we organized like a show. It was supposed to be a surprise. We invited his friends, his classmates, plus my family and our families at Serena. And I came at the background dressed like a diva. You know, when you want to surprise. We walked in together. He didn't know that I was going to be the entertainer. Then I went through the back, dressed up, came on stage and started singing. Oh my God. Anyway, that is how I started singing, because after that, he encouraged me to sing. He sponsored me to go on for more and more. And I've done many songs.
Okay. Have you done some songs for URA?
I've done like 5 songs for URA. I don't even know. Why don't you guys play the songs?
No, they're going to find.
I have done songs. Actually, the first song I did for URA, I was still in Customs, and Customs was launching an anti-corruption drive. I did for them a song called Say No to Corruption. It is still I think it is one of my best pieces.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I think I'm going to bring it back. And then I did a song when we were launching this building, the tower. I did a theme song. I did a song for URA at 30, celebration. And I've done for the different groups. URA has also encouraged me because, URA encourages talent.
does.
So it has let me be. It's not actually with songs, it's not just after 5. No,
It's a lifestyle.
because I'm a composer, I can compose anytime. Even when I'm seated, any break time, I can think of an idea and then note it down. Then it becomes a song when I go to the studio and refine the tune for it. Yeah.
Okay.
But URA has given me the platform,
Mm.
you know, to unleash
Yes.
further my potential.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Hey, you're making people who don't work for URA want to come.
Now, on that singing,
Mm.
actually, I decided to come up with a niche. I'm like, I'm not going to go into this business of going in front of people and I'm there singing, dancing, strokes. No, I decided to go the line of theme songs where I present a song purposely for that target audience. And when I started doing that amazingly, it is paying, but don't ask me for taxi. So I've done, and out of that, I've done about 36 songs, theme songs. But most importantly, I have done an anthem for Manyakigezi.
Okay.
And from that anthem of Manyakigezi, I was given an award by the president last year for impacting the society. So you are talking to a medalist here.
I know. Oh, we are honored. Twice as honored. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So talent can take you places. Talent can make you meet every person in this world. And I'm glad URA is encouraging talent.
Okay. So it's not true what people say that once you go to a corporate job, you should forget everything else, like your other.
Never forget your talent if you know about it, because many people don't know that they are talented.
So if someone doesn't know, how do they start looking? Where do they even start from?
Maybe where your interest is where you're interested, go continue doing it maybe. Or maybe a friend can tell you, but you're not listening. Hey.
Okay.
And you pray to God.
Above all, true, above all. Okay. Oh, that's a very, I couldn't believe that a tax officer, a person in tax also has this other very exciting
Why not?
aspect to them. Okay. So you said you've done like 36 songs on different themes.
Yeah.
What do you have, like a specific theme? You're like, oh, these are the themes I work under, or you open?
Actually, I can say that I don't have even a genre. They call them genre. Mine is a la carte. It is out of this world. You just order and then I prepare.
Chef will figure it out.
And then when you order, I'll ask you a few questions. What kind of song do you like? What kind of people are you expecting? What language? Because singing, you can sing in any language. So you ask the client what kind of thing they need. That's why I call it a la carte. You order, I want chips, chicken. I go and prepare for you, chips and chicken, and I come and say, if it is takeaway, I pack it. If it is on a plate, I bring it. So my music, I can either give it to you soft copy or I can come and present it if you like. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's what I do.
Nice. Thank you. Away from Gloria the musician, artist, the composer, let's get into Gloria the wife and the mom. I know you've shared a little an experience of when your husband was sick and you had a small child and how you had to juggle. But how would you tell other people who are watching, and the URA demographic has really changed, so many people in their productive years, how can they make sure that they juggle this motherhood and being a wife and an employee? How do you make it work?
I told you that there are those support structures. But I can tell you on top of this, I think it is God's grace. Some things happen, you don't know how they have happened. But if I was to tell these young people, I would say, have your children first finish. You have time to take care of them because there's a time for everything. You don't wait to reach 40, then you start having babies, then you want to buy, you want to devolve, then you have work. Okay, I was lucky I started early because like now I have adult children. So I have full time to do whatever I have to do because I have adult children who I can call anytime. But like I had said earlier, it is very important to have support structures. But it is very important that any free time you get, you give it to your family. We have leave. I see people here not taking leave. There's no any one moment I've never taken my leave. I take my full leave. That is the time I dedicate to my family. When we have public holidays, I dedicate it. And I also have the whole night. Yeah, the whole night that you can meet friends, then you can give some time to family. To my advantage, now I have adult children. I can be with them at night. So it is very, very important in whatever busy schedule you have. Give your family. And today, we are in a world of gadgets, of digital. Being with your family doesn't mean physical, although physical is very important because when you're with someone physically, you can read their body language. But on phone, someone can tell you, I'm fine, even when they are dying. So it is important to create time for physical, but make sure you keep in touch 24/7 with your family. But you need God's grace because some of the things happen and you're like, how did I go through this?
That's true.
Yes, sure.
Okay. You need God's grace above all.
Yeah, you need God's grace.
And is that, you said you have adult children and you're also a grandma.
Yes.
So I was thinking to myself and I'm thinking, is there a parenting tip that has worked for you with your children? Like to make sure you raise children who are responsible and things like that.
I can just tell you that I have just been a child like them.
Okay.
I have brought myself to their level. Sometimes I even ask them, you slow down. I am your mother. I am not your equal. Because I have just been entangled in their business and I'm in their lives.
Okay.
That is what I can say. Even when I am away, I'm not away. I'm there calling. Sometimes they tell me, Mommy, you're in our skin. But I still say, I pray to God and I hand them over to God to handle. I'll do what I can in my capacity as a mother. But also, on the other hand, I have a supportive husband. If he comes, if I report them, and they don't want to be reported. So they say, Mommy, we are friends, don't tell Daddy. So when you have that kind of support structure, it's one of the support structures, it is very important. But children, even if you're the most prayerful, even if you are the bishop, even if you're the disciplinarian, I don't know, people are individuals. So, but you as a parent, you try to show them love. Love them, love them, love them. Tell them they are very important. Hug them, kicks them, pecks, and show them love. Because most of them go astray because they're looking for something which is missing at home. Wow. But even if they have it, they can still go if they want, but you'll have played your part.
Yeah.
And also provide for them all the things that you're supposed to provide. You're working in URA. You have a salary, there's a circle. There are opportunities for you here. Make sure you give your children the basics, the basic needs you provide, so that you don't give room for them to look for it elsewhere. And if you get an opportunity and they are all there, pray together. And in that prayer, you can even mention, I pray for someone here who has been sneaking out of the house at night. So, hey. Yeah, that is how you manage. Then tomorrow you ask another person. So you pray in turns. then that is, you try your best. Yeah.
Wow, it's very beautiful. Thank you, Gloria. And as we come to the end of the show,
Yeah.
it's been a very beautiful conversation. But I just have one last question, or maybe 1 second last one. What is your mantra in life? What's that thing that we've had bits of it, but if you could put it in a one line or two, what's that thing that your mantra?
I think I've kind of said my mantra. I can say that be brave, be kind, be you. I am me, I am me. What you find today, tomorrow, I am just me.
Yeah.
And love. That is, I can say that.
Okay. All right. And where do you see yourself 5-10 years from today?
I see myself supporting, giving back, and to community. You see, URA, I've grown in URA into the field of so many fields, but currently, which is the most interesting, is ethics and integrity, which has to do with behavioral attributes. And I've grown so much passion for it. And I'm also in the music industry. So I see myself in the future supporting the music industry in the behavior attributes because there are gaps there.
Oh, they are.
So in the future, that is the field I really want to tackle and bring them to speed, as in behave yourselves for you to get better.
Yeah.
And of course, professionally, I'm thinking of that continuous possible improving myself so that I'm able to provide value to everyone that I interact with. So that when I meet you, at least you learn something from me as well as me learning from you, because we don't stop learning. You unlearn and you learn. But I see my future as this person who will add value to every person that I meet in my space.
That's lovely. Yeah, the future is bright. It's
Brighter.
bright. It's brighter. True.
It gets better every day. Yeah. Sure.
And we will be here watching and rooting for you. Thank you so much for coming on URA TV. And
Okay.
at this point, I will just allow you to just look at the camera and just give whatever parting shot, whatever, over kalango, over anything you want.
Oh, okay. Thank you, viewers. You say there are viewers there.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching us. I love you all. I love talking about integrity. I love talking about love. I love that space where people are brave, they're being themselves, and they are impacting the next person in their space. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gloria, for coming onto the program. I have learned so much and I am so inspired right now. And I'm sure if there's anything, if I'm to be like that test, I'm sure even our viewers have learned and have been inspired. For me, the key takeaway is love, love, love. When you have love in you and you just spread it to everyone around you and in everything you do, and the rewards are immense.
True.
Thank you for sharing. I know 29 years in just a few minutes is impossible.
I still feel youthful though.
Yeah, and you look youthful also. So thank you. To our viewers, thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of Women in Tugs. We're very excited to have you and we look forward to having you in the next episode and then the next episode. But for now, I hope you take away what our manager for ethics and integrity, Gloria Nshekanabo Jugga, has shared. She said, be true to yourself and love and have love in everything that you do. And the sky will be the beginning of the limit. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. This is the time to celebrate. Oh, thank you, Lord. We are grateful. This is the time
Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together.